Hello everybody, this is Dr.Starcraft, episode 11. We have the red Protoss player, Intra, on the top left-hand side. We have SFDood on the bottom right, on the bottom left-hand side. And this is going to be a 2v2. So, let's check this out. We have cheese on the right-hand side, and we also have eggs. Okay, so we have the breakfast team. Who else loves cheese and eggs? I love cheese and eggs. Okay, and then we have this team. Yeah, Intra Dude. We're gonna call them Intra Dude. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. It is Protoss Zerg against a Terran Protoss, or Terran, double Terran. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's speed this up a little bit. We have the Protoss player and both Terran players walling off their ramps. The map is Scorched Haven. Let's slow this down for a second. Scorched Haven, you have very easy to grab naturals outside your base going into one choke. You have small ramps going up into your main bases. You also have two rich mineral fields. You have two golds over here on the sides. You also have more fields on the outsides of those golds, and then you have these little island expansions on the side. You have two watchtowers by the outside expansions, and that lets you see the walkways on the outsides between the gold and this other expansion, but it doesn't let you see inside here. So you might want to take this, just for sector scouting. So let's speed this up again and continue to wall off, same thing. So there's a lot of different styles you can go with 2v2. 2v2, a good style you usually see. Oh wait, we have, looks like a 10 pool coming from the Zerg player. But I don't think he's going to get there in time before this wall is complete. Nope, he is not going to make it in there at all. So yeah, pretty useless there. Bad scouting on their part. Now, the thing that's a note about 2v2s is you want to keep good unit compositions with your teammate. So a good 2v2 for Zerg Protoss, what you see a lot are like roach stalkers, where the roaches kind of tank damage for the stalkers. And for 2 Terran, I mean, you usually just see Mass Marine Marauder, and that usually pretty much does a trick. That is such a strong build. So you have 2 gateways going up before. Oh, we have a core complete. Never mind. I should just shut up. Okay, this scouting SCV does get trapped. Warp gate hasn't been started yet. I think he's starting it now. He should be starting that very soon. Yeah, this is very slow warp gate. This warp gate should have been started before this second gateway. So yeah, we don't have no tech lab yet, no add-ons. We do have a tech lab for cheese, but eggs has no tech lab. So let's see what he continues to do. We have a lot of Zerglings now. 1 stalker. Warp gate's finally started. Lot more. We have 2 stalkers and we have a ton of Zerglings, and that's a lot. That's really a lot of Zerglings. This early in the game, that is a lot of Zerglings. So we do have a fast hatch coming down. Well, not really a fast hatch, but it is faster than anyone else on the map. We have a lot of Marauders and a lot of Marines. Well, we have 4 Marines for eggs, and we have 3 Marines and about 4 Marauders for cheese here. Yeah. So we're gonna see what goes on here, using that Zergling to get high ground vision. Okay, the stalkers should be moving into position to try and... There we go. So he is now into the main base, microing the stalkers as well as he can. He's bringing over more stalkers. We do have a proxy pylon doing absolutely nothing. Kind of a useless proxy pylon. Yeah, pretty useless. We have Zerglings wreaking havoc inside here. We have a Hellion out, but that Hellion's going to be useless against all these stalkers. They need to protect these stalkers. So yeah, this game's pretty much over. Oh wait, there's more army up here, but no, this game is pretty much done. There's more Zerglings coming in. This expo is done. He is making a queen there. He should be moving his stalkers up so he can shoot while these Zerglings tank damage. But anyway, now there are 2 Hellions out. These Hellions should just wreak havoc. But pretty bad micro. Well, not terrible micro. Um, however, this was a... The guy who sent it to me said it was a Master League game. So yeah, that's pretty... That's not actually not that bad in micro. He has a siege tank out now, so he should be able to defend quite easily. But we do have more stalkers and more zerglings coming in. We have Cheese's big army over here. Well, pretty big army. This siege tank is almost dead. We have more zerglings coming in, more stalkers. The most important thing though is for these zerglings to protect the stalkers. That's going to be the most critical part of this. Focus firing units down. These stalkers should have no problem cleaning this up. Siege tank trying to siege up there, a little too late. And Eggs is pretty much out of this game. Cheese just trying to keep it alive. I actually prefer Cheese to Eggs. Fun fact. So yeah, pretty much just waiting for this game to end. So it is now a 2-on-1. Cheese should just bunker up here like he is doing. Just mass up as many units as he can. And just try to push. Because their economies aren't going to be that good. Yeah, see, their economies are pretty behind. Except, you know, Intra does have a pretty good economy. He is getting his robotics now. He did get a Twilight Council. Probably for Blink or some upgrades. But he has no Forge out, so it's probably just Blink. Oh yeah, he did get Blink. So he now has Blink Stalkers. We have Speedlings, Blink Stalkers. Personally, well, we'll go over this later in the game. Actually, we'll go over this after the game's over. So they're just waiting to try to push up this ramp. I would like to see SFDood get a Bangling's Nest. That would make this so much easier to break. But, oh, they did break it. And now Blink Stalker's just blinking up on the high ground. He should be not even using this units. He should be running them into the bunker. Eggs has just left the game. Cheese with the GG. And with the leaving the game. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Let's break this down here. Okay, what did SFDood and Intra do correctly? Well, they kept up with the pressure, caught them off guard, and really did, you know, really kind of put the pressure on early and kept it there. You know, that's good. And they expanded while they were doing that. So even if that failed, you know, if right now, what was his name? What was this guy? Oh, if Eggs was still alive, and it was still a 2v2, and they lost all the stalkers and the zerglings and whatnot, they'd still be in pretty good shape. They would. Because the Terran players were just bunkering in, trying to defend, and they would have been in a defensive position, while they would have had full map control, expansions up, and etc. So they would have been in a dominant position. What did they do wrong? I would have liked to see them, you know, get a different unit composition. I mean, that one worked, but the thing that's important is you want to keep your units together. You want to make sure that they're kept together and they balance off each other pretty well. Which these did, but I would have preferred to see like Roach Stalker. Zergling Stalker worked well, as you just saw, but I mean Roach Stalker would be much more effective. Could have gotten into the game a lot earlier. Those Hellions wouldn't have caused trouble. The siege tanks might have caused trouble, but not as much as, you know, it just would have been a better composition. Okay. But overall they played a really good game. The Swarp Gate was a little slow, but I mean it didn't affect them too bad. So what did Eggs and Cheese do right? Well, first they didn't have ham, so it wasn't a balanced breakfast. But really, no. What did they do wrong? Well, they didn't get units out quick enough. Once they saw the pressure coming, they still tried to teched up. I mean, Cheese or Eggs here still tried to get, you know, siege tanks and all that kind of stuff. He should have just made an infantry, mass marine, trying to deal with these zerglings. Maybe bringing over some SCVs to repair. That would have been more effective. So what did Cheese do right? Well, Cheese actually played pretty well. Eggs kind of failed him on this one. Cheese got enough units out, bunkered in. They didn't break up his ramp until, you know, there was 2-on-1. he was getting mass barracks units, mass infantry, and then he got his, once he felt like it was safe, then he got his factory. He was getting his upgrades. He already had +1 attack. He was getting +1 armor. Just an overall a good game from Cheese, but but Eggs sort of failed him on that one. So, So that's a Dr. StarCraft 2v2. And the thing I liked about Intra 2 was he was leaving proxy pylons everywhere, just so he could warp in anywhere he wanted. So I mean, it just gives him that extra edge. And yeah, it looks like Eggs landed over here in the desperate attempt to win the game, or just hide it over here. But then this Overlord saw it. So yeah, good game from SFDood. Bad game from the Breakfast Club. So that's Dr. StarCraft episode 11, and I'll see you guys next time.